Yes, my people. I wanted to listen to this from a police officer. And trust me, you are never going to get any police officer to be this honest and and sincere about his past as a police officer, which is an eye opener. You understand? Even when I was serving as a police officer, I've never heard any police officer even went this far to justify why they do, why they collected bribe and stuff like that on the street. I wanted to listen to this police officer, a former police officer. This man did nearly 30 years in the police force, and I wanted to listen to him carefully.
Me go say this, cause me no innocent, you know. Some police afraid to talk, cause them shame and you know, and them feel as if them are a goody goody. Me no goody goody because me take bribe. And me not afraid to tell you, me take bribe. But me not take it like how some of them do it and the extent of where them go. Cause if me go a road and a man and something happen and a man give me something, me go take it. Because remember say, police now get enough pay and him hungry out there and he need money more than anybody else. Mother say like, alright, just like anybody else did. So me go a road and man give me something, me take it. Because me buck up weed. Yes, a man give me it. I make him slide and go on. That ain't nothing. How me look for it at the time. But if something go down like that, they could have deal with much better. It never there for reach a stage which part life taken. And enough for the time when police go a road and a person offer them money, they must look into themselves and say, is this real? Is this amount of money real? Does this amount of money worth it? You have to look for it and wait. Can this person afford to pay this money? How come you can give me X amount of money? Look which part you live. Look which how your social condition. Yeah, so because when you look for it and the person could have to go borrow the money from Auntie Jane or somebody to give to you. Now Auntie Jane now go feel good. For that Auntie Jane go put pressure upon it. Because one of high ranking police friends, somebody who can give her some legal advice or some of the village lawyer advice. And sometimes it goes far reaching effect. So sometimes you have to know what kind of money you take and the amount. You have to just know what to do. And some of us too greedy. Greed causes it. That is what happened to us. Because a lot of me want to tell me which policy order don't take bribe. Someone will go on like me would never take a bribe. Me take it. I'm not free to take. Me take it. So someone will go on like say we're too goody and we're skeptical and nice. And we go on like say we clean like the page of the Bible. No. Me take it. I'm not afraid to tell us I take it. Me take bribe. And what them say bribe then. But I am not going to hold a man and choke him and kill him. I go take away daily bread from him. I'm not doing it. He have to give me good, with a good heart and good mind. And I feel comfortable. If he give me $1, I feel comfortable. I'm not going to take $2. I am going to be, him have to comfortable and me comfortable. And the two we are friends tomorrow morning, same way. So, sometimes it goes far reaching. Sometimes I bad mind police tonight too. Because some of bad mind, bad mind till weak, Because the man give a man the 10 grand in vex. And him put pressure upon the man for pressure the police so and at that reach bloodshed. Good morning, positive thinkers. Yo,
Yes, so you have listened to that police officer who has spent 30 years in the police force, and he's explaining to you why he had to take bribe to survive during his tenure as a police officer. As for me, I did not have to do anything like that because once you're a hardworking police officer, I was a detective, so you get to know a lot of people, and people love and respect you, and they treat you in a certain way, so you don't have to resort to that kind of behavior. Which all have to do with your mindset, and your cultural relativism, and socialization, parenting. You understand what I'm saying? But some people, although they were raised good, circumstances causes them to do things. But as for me, I could not do that. That's not me, because um, I have no problem, with police making money, but not in the sense of shaking down people. But I wanted to listen to this esteemed detective. The police force don't produce police officers like this anymore. This man is a name brand police officer. I'm not going to call his name, but when I said name brand, this is one of the name brand police in the late 20th century. You can't find no police that's better than him. This man have worked out the length and breadth of Jamaica, and he has left his mark everywhere. Good police officer wasn't a thief, but thieving police officer branded him. You understand? You have an unwritten judgment in the police force that can destroy your career as a crime fighter. And I wanted to listen to this man.
Them something and then first then something that happened, man, I tell you, because same place down at Westbourne there, one little youth did come from training school named Peart. And he had a brother down there, a much older brother down there. But when he came as a young police from training, I tell the man, I said the youth that I work good. One night time, I confront him and say, youth, say, I want you on my squad. And him laugh. Have a little relationship, and him always heal me up, and there's some little things that I admire about him, where his worth and conduct, was concerned. No, case now come a guard room where him now and deal with it, man. And he good like that. Help him prepare case files and so forth. And him always go with the traffic man them sometimes. Most of the time you see him out there with the traffic people, man. Two zing up on the traffic course, so him start to ride bike and so forth. And him go on one night time, him buy one little one of the 100 them when I tell you to one of them. Fix it up nice, man, put on rims on it and things, and him go on good. Then one day me hear them arrest him. Him pressure a taxi man for some money. Like why him don't know him seize a car for the taxi man. And then him ask, for money like that, and the man give money and they arrest him. But a taxi man is a taxi man when man hold for police move good, Anything you ask him to do, he just run go do it, and like him like police, but if he say he was pressured, he was pressured. So, yeah man, them arrest spirit. And you know what they look at you, the man. When he realized how the evidence was so overwhelmed, in getting sister to charter the taxi man. And then when the taxi man go pick up the sister, the car go some in a St. Anne's, I think, between St. Anne's and Trelawney. So them she stopped the vehicle somewhere along one roadway there, so. And some other people come and they kill the taxi man. Kill the taxi man, man. Yeah man, murder the taxi man. Just because of the money thing, and the case where I have to go face, And say it's a phone chip. Then find upon the crime scene. There's a phone them find upon the crime scene, and the police investigator them running through the system and see the text and the whole correspondence between him and his sister and other family member. Yeah man. Kill a taxi man. So the case move on the little corruption case too. A murder. They must serve almost about 35 years of prison. Just for one little bit of money. You see it? A long time then something had to go on, man. I tell you. Sometimes some people missing, you don't know what the circumstances. I tell you, man, why, I tell you, but the police force, with them, I breed a police. But can you imagine, man? Me not condone it. any man then go shoot up the man for the little money. But can you imagine then this job up on his scene so on his fire shot so? Why? I'll be saying, when I look at the report and how the report was structured, at first I haven't seen a report like that. But when I check back, I realize say the lady that are the baby mother for the deceased, that she had a complaint because she was shot at, you know. So they put the whole incident together in one entry. And you see it. Well, I mean, I tell you, we must not surprise us on things with police, the man. I mean, I always hear this little saying that the only thing police not do or cannot do is to impersonate police. I tell you, man, have a good day. Respect. Cool.
Yeah, my friend. Mr. Porter, you asked me about this thing, I'm going to tell you. And maybe honest with you, I'm going to tell you the truth. The baseball incident to happen at Constant Spring, it never did happen that way there. Because things do happen, yes. I remember say every police out there, you see, them are beggar, thief, and you know the works. Because the social problem exists with the police now, no money because him not get enough pay.
Yes, Malaya
The
viewers and
criminal them out there,
subscribers.
them are doing crime,
As you have
and them are
listened to
doing
two
foolishness,
detectives
and them are
and
look a
two
blind.
former police officers,
And
the
police
one is
walk up
giving
on
his
them,
perspective,
that happen. Now
educating us that it has
look
happened
on it,
before in the police force,
I fear
and the other one
cause
is
that happen, social intervention.
he's giving you his justification why, when he was a police officer, he would collect bribe money on the street. And you will not find out another police officer who is dishonest as somebody who has exited the organization. So this police officer that is telling us about collecting bribe, he's telling you about what is happening in the police force when it comes to remuneration. I myself have been through the first time of my life in Jamaica. I've experienced hunger, being hungry. It's being a police officer. Yes, not when I was growing up, not when I was going to high school, no time. The only time I've experienced real hunger, hungry, is when I was a police officer in Jamaica in 1991 to 1992. I wasn't a fat guy then, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't a big guy, skinny. And, I know I lost at least 10 pounds then. You understand? You cannot get clean water from a dirty well. And it represents our Jamaican society that the safest method of getting clean water from the well is through purification. The police force and its members are a product of the Jamaican culture, corrupted from the top down. And the water that flows from the stream that is coming down is showing you the corruption and where it's coming from, and it's coming from the top. The remedy to fix the problem that has been the heart of the problem in Jamaica is the culture, leadership, role models, and self respect that should have been instilled in the people's psyches from birth through socialization. All of that is non-existent. You understand that's not a that's a given. No, you understand. So we witness the transformation of the police force as a society in Jamaica has been experiencing its fair share of transformation. Members of the police force are behaving and operating just the same as criminals. You don't know who to trust as police officers. The average citizens are questioning the police and its members if they can be trusted, and rightfully so. They are doing things and involved in criminal activities that are blatant, that it shocks one's conscience. Let's not forget that the police officers are members of the same society where criminals are lauded, revered, and celebrated, and at times emulated by others, because that's how you get notoriety and celebrity status in Jamaica. Criminals, not educators, not police officers, not nurses, not doctors, not business people, but people who are criminals. You understand? And you have criminal police officers in the police force at every police division and police station in the force. And they are treated the same way as the dons. Last week, there was an incident that at first was mind boggling. Three police officers who had collected $15,000 from a man not to prosecute him for possession and dealing in ganja. And they did the opposite. So these police officers collected the man $15,000 not to prosecute him and then prosecuted him. The man reported the police officers to their superiors, and the police officers went to the man's business place and killed him. This is not a movie, this is Jamaica, 2022, July 2022. This is something that is unheard of. Police blatantly in middle day killed a witness, a complainant in Jamaica. You understand? They didn't even hide. You understand? And they fired several shots at the man's baby mother. Now, when I was reading the police report, I was shocked, astonished, and in disbelief. How can the people who are sworn to protect the people behave like this? Like thugs, criminals, and heartless? And that's the question I was asking. Oh, as a people, have we reached this depth of unconscionable depravity, lawlessness, lack of respect for people's life and the laws? Our country's leaders are the ones that led us to this juncture where criminality is normalized in every sphere of the Jamaican society. As you have listened to the police officers about reminding us what happened before, the police officer who collected the bribe and he was arrested then along with his sister, they killed the witness and it ended up into murder because of the overwhelming evidence. Then we listen to the other police officer who says he had no problem when he was a police officer and nothing bothered him as he was not getting enough pay so that he collect bribe so that he could take care of his minimum living expenses. And it was a way of life for him because he was not getting any pay and he was suffering. So he had no other alternative but to collect bribe. I had started I had started to experience hunger, being hungry the first time in my life. And it was as a Jamaican. And the experience of hunger in my life was when I was a police officer in 1991 and 1992. It was brutal for me. And I did not rob, I did not collect bribe, and I stay on the path of ethics, honesty, and decency and morality because I was raised a certain way by my parents. I am not from a middle class family. I'm from a poor family. And I'm from one of those places in Jamaica that they call the belly of the beast when I was growing up. And for you to get out of the belly of the beast is not to go back there. You understand? So I was stationed at Black River Police Station, St. Elizabeth. And on weekends, I had to eat bulla and use condensed milk to mix in a cup as drinks. You want something to wash down what you're eating because my pay could not buy food. At no time have I ever thought of collecting bribes or rob or shake down anyone. Although there were senior police officers there at the station who would invite me to go on robberies and to shake down drug dealers in and around Paraty, Treasure Beach, and neighboring Brampton, and the border of St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland. I could not do it because I was raised differently by my parents and grandparents. So I suffered at Black River Police Station, and hunger was brutal for me. At no time did I let my moral evade me. I make sure I stick with it and I stay true to myself, being that person that I was raised by my parents. Police officer don't have to thief. Police officer don't have to collect bribes, as as that police officer had explained. But he's just educating us. You understand? It's not something that he's gloating and he says he's not ashamed because he did not rob anyone or he did not shake down anyone. He caught people with illicit drugs and stuff like that and they paid him for him to turn a blind eye and he did it. And he said it did not bother him. To each his own. Thanks for watching the Jamaica Young Police channel. Remember, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, now is the time to subscribe. It doesn't cost a penny, a dime, a peso, or a pound. or a young or a young. You understand? Remember to like the video most of all. Click on the bell so that you'll be first person to get notification whenever a video is released. Have yourself a beautiful day. And thanks again for tuning in to the Jamaica Young Police channel. One love. Peace.